Hello and welcome to the RSG Podcast. This is episode 18. Finally moving along through season 2. With me, as always, is Mr. Roby Watson.
Hello.
Who doesn't have a mic or a camera on today, and Mr. Nathan Connor.
Hello.
Hi.
Hi.
So we got quite a bit to talk about. We took a little 2-week hiatus, and we apologize for that. Not really, because screw you guys.
Apologize, bro. Come on.
All right, we're sorry we took 2 weeks away. We promise we won't do it again.
They super missed us the whole time.
Totally totes missed us.
Ryan just couldn't deal with the trolls online.
They were getting
tried.
man.
All the criticism.
I needed a break, man. I mean, it's life.
Yeah, no, I get it. I do.
Speaking of trolls, side note.
I don't.
Did you guys see where? What president was that? There's some president. I think it was like. Hold on, I'll find it. He was basically trolling. Like he hosts a weekly show where he goes onto the show and addresses the nation, kind of like a weekly address. And people were trolling him. I saw it on the John Oliver show. People were trolling him on Twitter. So he gets on the live TV and starts trolling back and like making fun of these people and putting their pictures up and their addresses and stuff. I'm gonna find this here.
That's fucking awesome, actually.
I want to say it was like Venezuela. It was let's see here.
I know there was one of those like I think it was some like African dictator who recently like stumbled off of a platform or whatever, and there were pictures of it on the internet. He tried to Beyonce that shit. Take that down off the internet, and everyone was like, no.
It's not the way it works.
Nope. What's in the internet? It's part of the public.
Ecuadorian president. It's the president of Ecuador. Ecuador's troll-in-chief.
Wait, so did he dox all these dudes? Is that what happened, basically? Well, I mean, it's not an actual doxing, but...
He basically found out their information from their Twitter profile and then posted pictures of them and started making fun of them on live TV because they were talking trash about him. So...
Well, hey, when you take your trash talk to the public sphere, that's what happens. Especially when you try to take it to a guy who's got more access to the public sphere than you. That's a bad call.
John Oliver said, if your skin was any thinner, you'd be a taint.
Oh, God, love Oliver.
Of course, the Huffington Post was like, that's the title of this article. We're writing about it.
Yep.
I'm going to go ahead and copy that, too, as a Facebook's. So, yeah. But we actually have an agenda today. We're kind of professional.
Right. Man,
so, yeah.
How do we do that shit, right?
We're getting there.
Well, we're trying. It's a slow process. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a slow process, all right.
You guys want to go ahead and start in on the news and rumors?
Yeah, I got one other thing to add that's not on the agenda.
Okay.
That I forgot about, but it's going to be relevant. Jon Stewart is retiring from The Daily Show.
Yeah.
Right. I read about that.
Yeah.
Now, I heard someone say he was taking over for the CBS guy that left. Is that true, or is that just rumor?
I don't know. Here's what I do know.
Oh, really? That seems like a...
Like a downgrade for him?
Yeah. Seems like a downgrade to me.
Like, nothing else, he has to work 5 nights a week instead of 4. That's a jip.
Yeah. Well, they have been, like, searching for a permanent replacement for a while, so...
For Stewart?
No, for
on CBS.
Ferguson.
Yeah.
Is that the guy who lied about stuff?
Your mic is all f***ed up, bro.
All messed up.
Is it?
No, it's not as much. I don't know. You seem super loud, too.
Well, it's probably...
Super loud?
It's picking up both. Here, I'll work on this.
Okay. But I think they got to just cancel The Daily Show. Like, you can't have it without Jon Stewart now. I mean, who are they going to try and get to replace Jon Stewart?
It started without Jon Stewart.
I understand that. And when it changed to Jon Stewart, I liked it back then as well. But it's become a cultural phenomenon since then.
Just put Kilborn back in there. It'll be fine.
Oh, you definitely can't put Kilborn back in there. I'm a Craig Kilborn fan, but you can't put him back in there. Not now. It's grown and changed. It's evolved so much since what it was when Kilborn was originally on there.
See, I've never been a big Daily.
Kill me back in that.
a big Daily Show guy, so I'm not the best person to ask about this because I don't know who you put in. Like, I didn't care in the first place.
See, I don't think you can replace, like, I think it's become too much of a cultural, like, pop icon to be replaced at this point. The one guy who maybe could have replaced him was, like, John Oliver, but he's already got his own other show. So they're already too late for that.
That's true. Oliver could have done it. And
what I love is, like,
but here's
every
the thing
time
about
Ryan
Oliver,
clicks on something, it switches to looking at Ryan, like, looking pensively at his computer trying to figure out what's going on.
I can't figure out my microphone.
That's all right. I think if you just...
How do I computers?
I think it was like a connection issue.
Yeah, because you sound fine now.
Yeah. So, but anyways, like the only reason why we know John Oliver could replace him now is because he has his own show, and we've heard it, and it works. Like if it wasn't for the fact that we'd seen John Oliver on the John Oliver show, then we wouldn't know.
Right.
Fair enough. But I would have picked him, like, of the extra people on that show, of like the additional reporters. He has the strongest chance, I think.
That's true.
Especially after his counterpart left and had his own show.
Oh yeah. Well, yeah, he's oh geez, I had it too just a second ago.
Right. I keep wanting to say Steve Carell, and I know that that's not right. Stephen Colbert. Yes, Colbert.
Thank God.
Colbert could have taken it over, but once he moved to the Colbert Report, he couldn't come back at that point. So.
Welcome to the Report.
Yeah, well, Colbert has his own.
Now Colbert does late night too. So.
Which is, I still haven't watched it. Has it started yet with Letterman? Like where he took it over? Has he already started?
You know, I don't know for sure. I don't watch late night TV, so.
Yeah.
Either.
Not that I'm judgmental about late night TV. I just don't own cable or TV, so I would watch late night TV. I just don't.
Yeah. But anyway, we'll have to see if they just cancel it or if they go through the trouble of actually putting somebody in there. It's a pretty popular show, so I think they could probably squeeze out a bit more.
So was the Colbert Report, but they just canceled that. They didn't try and switch it to anybody else's report or whatever,
Fair enough.
And then just carried on. They went to an entirely different show. Yeah,
just give it to a new spot. I see what you're saying. That's possible.
Right. I don't know. We'll see. It'll be interesting to see what they end up doing with that. And it'll be sad to see John go.
Yeah.
I'm sure he'll be back in them somewhere. I mean...
Oh, I'm sure.
He'll be doing...
I'm sure he'll still be in the public eye.
Yeah,
but
he'll be doing something that we all enjoy. Well, you all enjoy.
He'll go back and do shitty Adam Sandler movies with Adam Sandler from now on.
Oh.
Shots fired.
I'm just saying. What I love about Adam Sandler movies is this. Like, he's even admitted, he's like, look, I just, pick a spot I want to go on vacation and I make a movie there with my friends. And then we just go there and hang out.
That's pretty brilliant.
I don't care if they're shitty. People will still buy them, so... I'm like, all right. I wish I was you right now, Adam Sandler. I do.
It's pretty smart. What was his last movie? Oh, wait, Hawaii.
Yeah,
no,
see? Was it that, or was it Grown Ups 2? Was that the last one?
Grown Ups 2.
Yeah.
So...
I don't know where they went to film that at, but...
Me either.
We
You're supposed to go hang out with some friends. Yeah.
No.
Oh, it doesn't really matter that much. Okay, so onward as we go. Last week, Sony Online Entertainment was bought out. What was a surprise to basically everyone in the world.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I did not see that coming. Like, I knew they were having issues, but...
But the investment management firm Columbus Nova announced its purchase of online Sony Entertainment from Sony Computer Entertainment.
Jeez. Oh, that's the... I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, I was going to say there's just two sides to this story. There's, number one, Sony Online Entertainment, which is obviously the part that I'm closest to and most invested in, being bought out by some unknown company for the most part. And then the other part is the fact that Sony is in so much trouble right now that they're... Well, we'll get later into that about Spiderman, but they're also just selling off a bunch of assets and just trying to generate a quick buck to recover from the hacks? I don't know.
Well, I think the hack's just part of it. Like they've had a bunch of bad quarters in a row where they haven't been reporting profits; they've been reporting losses. for several quarters in a row, and that's not good.
No,
you know?
that's not going to work.
You know, and we could be seeing like the end of Sony as a brand,
Which is kind of frightening if you think about it.
right?
I mean, Sony has been around since we've been around.
Yeah. Since before I was born.
Yeah.
You know, but I suppose
PlayStation, man.
eventually all things go the way of the dodo.
Yeah.
Yeah, at some point. Well, I mean, I want to know. I would like to know more about what their mistakes were. I really should research it because I want to know more about like what they did to get to this point. What is it that sunk them, or is in the process of sinking them in this case? But
I don't know, because like
Could be a lot of-
PS4 is more popular than Xbox, right? But I
From what I
suppose
understand, yeah.
their service is predominantly free as well, online, right? Like you can get online access for. You can get PS Plus, but can you get PSN for free?
it's literally the same as Xbox now.
Okay.
Xbox has their silver member thing, and you
Right.
can be an Xbox Live member but not have the gold service. It's exactly the same for PS4 now. So really, they're no different now. Beforehand, they were pretty much free, but now to play and get some stuff, you have to have an Xbox or
A PSN Plus or PS
yeah.
Plus.
PS
Yeah.
Plus, yeah. So
Yeah.
for a lot of the things, yeah.
For
Yeah.
all things.
Well, one of the interesting things that they brought up in the article here on Ars Technica that I linked to you guys is that they're talking about the new company embracing the multi-platform style of play and making games for Xbox One and PSN or PS4. I mean,
Wait, Sony taking their
Sony's
their
not.
first-
The Nova Break, which is the name of the new company that the SOE was before.
Oh yeah, no,
It's
I
gonna
read
make.
that.
It's gonna do a lot. They're looking to do like a lot more Xbox type games, stuff like that.
Yeah, that is pretty interesting.
Or sorry, Daybreak is the name of the new company.
So does that mean we're not going to get any more JRPGs? Because
I don't
Sony is heavy with them, which is cool. I like some of them, but
well, I think Sony Computer Entertainment still does that.
true.
You gotta remember, Sony's got like a bajillion different branches.
That's true.
And I think in the end they're going to be fine because they're going to cut out a bunch of the extra stuff they didn't do that well and focus on what they do well. You know what I mean?
Doo-doo.
They do well.
Yeah.
Have you ever seen them do? God, it's so good.
But
So good.
I think it's some interesting titles that are changing hands here that should be noted. Obviously, EverQuest.
Yeah.
EverQuest 2. The future of EverQuest Next and Landmark are now in the hands of this Daybreak.
Which is frightening.
Right,
Yeah.
which is an investment. They're not a gaming company. They don't make games. They're an investment management firm. They make money.
They do, but they're a firm that primarily focuses on online entertainment. So it's not outside entirely of their wheelhouse, so to speak.
Right.
But DC Universe Online, going into their hands. The fate of that game is now completely out of Sony's hands. PlanetSide 2 is another pretty big one that is now out of Sony's hands and part of this Daybreak. So it'll be interesting to see which of these titles get cut, if any of them get cut, if some of them never even come to fruition. Like, we might not ever see EverQuest Next. It may never happen.
Which is super sad.
Yeah. I just feel like that game is like, it already seems to me like it's in a development hell.
Yeah.
So switching hands while in that kind of a tumultuous situation is...
Especially being as expensive as it's going to be to develop, you know?
Yeah.
I mean, if they want to go towards Xbox One and PlayStation games and more mobile type games like that, they're looking for cheap production and microtransactions.
Yeah. Freemium.
Freemium. It's the new thing. Here's a question for you guys. A little off topic, but do you think that Microsoft, or not, but Blizzard being successful with WoW as a subscription-based MMO, and pretty much the only one in existence, there are others, but they're not as successful as WoW, and most of them will go free to play at some point.
Is WildStar free to play yet?
WoW? No.
No, WildStar.
WildStar, not yet.
Nope, not yet.
Not yet. And it may not. I don't know how the following is. It probably will. Let's be honest. Probably will. But do you think that this is like at first I honestly thought it was because WoW was just killing the market for sub games. But now I'm not so certain that's the case. With everything going free to play, I feel like that is just what people want now.
Yeah.
It pretty much is. And I'm not sure that I'm a big fan of it overall, but it's the way of the future, It's just, that's the way it's going to be.
It's just strange, yeah. Because before I was like, oh, it's just WoW, just killing the market on it. That's all it is. But I'm like, there's too many. There's no way that it can be the only king of the hill. Like there can't be no other competitor has come out and really compete. Like it has to be this thing where because MMOs require so much time and investment. Maybe I don't know. It's hard to
see. I feel like WoW is right now where EverQuest was when WoW came out, and that unless we make another huge jump like we did from the difference. The difference between EverQuest and WoW is a lot.
Yeah. Graphically.
As far as graphically and playableness goes, it's a big jump. And unless you're gonna make another jump like that, you're not gonna see somebody knock them off.
Yeah.
Well,
I think they're ripe for it.
The thing is, though, that back in the EverQuest days, there were a number of other MMO games that existed that had subscriptions and were very successful. Nobody was successful as WoW. Not even EverQuest was as successful.
No, they weren't
as well. But but they all had sort of a sub-based setup. Dark Age of Camelot, a couple others whose name is Anarchy Online, a few others. Names escape me at the moment, but I don't know. I think there's only really one other sub-based game that I can think of that exists, and that's Eve.
Eve won't go anywhere.
No. It has a very niche, very hardcore community.
Yeah.
But anyway,
Marv was talking about getting involved with Eve. I was like, you like spreadsheets, right?
Yeah.
You like doing work?
Well, and it's also you can pay for a lot of their subscription through online play.
Right.
You can buy subscriptions with your like similar to the way they were talking about doing it with WildStar. That I don't know if that ever turned out or not.
It still happens, yeah.
Yeah, I've never seen it happen, so I've never seen anybody advertise it in WildStar, so. But I don't know for sure. All right, let's move on.
Yep.
The next big chunk of news that we had is that Spider-Man is back home where he belongs, in a manner of speaking.
Sorta.
Right, sorta, kinda back home. So, as part of the ongoing Sony issues with their money issues, they've come back to the table to talk to Marvel again about mixing and matching with Spider-Man. So essentially the deal boils down to Sony will retain the rights to the Spider-Man character, but he will be included in the Marvel Universe films that Marvel people do. So the first movie he's going to appear in is Captain America: Civil War, because but they have moved back a bunch of other movies they had scheduled. The third Thor movie, Ragnarok, got pushed back. Black Panther got pushed back. Captain Marvel got pushed back. Inhumans got pushed back. So they could stick a Spider-Man movie in there in 2017 somewhere.
Yep.
Because we need another Spider-Man movie.
It's an interesting move.
Yeah. Well, I don't know if it's because it's going to be a standalone Spider-Man movie, which means it'll be Sony that'll make the money from it. But now they're not competing with it because it's part of their Marvel universe as well.
Right. It's so, like the existence of Spider-Man doing a movie will only help with the MCU.
Yeah.
Even if it's because here's the other thing, and here's the thing to remember. It looks like the director and the creative design guy in charge is going to be doing everything for Spider-Man, regardless of who's making it, Sony or Marvel. So hopefully we'll actually have quality flicks, even if it is Sony that's doing it.
Would be nice. It'd be nice to actually see a decent Spider-Man film.
Yeah, it would be nice. But do they reboot the series again?
God, I hope not.
Do we pick up after Gwen Stacy's death and move on?
Yeah, we should just start a whole new thing, like they're doing with Mad Max. You already know who he is. They're just telling a new story in that world. Boom.
I'm actually okay with this. I think we can take the two movies that happened and kind of remember them like we remember bad times in our own past. Like, the details are fuzzy, we don't really exactly remember, but it all is kind of funny when you think about it.
Right.
And it only takes one good one to save the franchise.
Yeah. So we can just look back and go, oh yeah, I remember basically what happened in those movies, and that story is just continuing on, but we forget about the terrible, terrible, terrible details.
Right. I mean, everybody had high school.
The Upside Down kiss was not that impressive, just saying.
Yeah. So that'll be interesting to see what they do. And it's interesting that they decided to push everything back to not compete with the Sony movie, even though they won't be making any money off of it.
Yeah, but at this point, I mean, Marvel, Disney, they've got so much power and money that they can push it back and be fine. People will still go see it later on. It's not like people are like, no, I'm not going to see it now. Not going to do it. You push it back.
Yeah.
So.
I get it, but they're in the business to make money. That's what they do.
No, you're absolutely right. I mean, money is what it is, but they're not losing.
I guess the question is, if Marvel isn't doing... Wait, did you just...
We're assuming that you're assuming that the bubble on comic book movies is never going to burst.
Oh, it will.
It's bound to burst.
Yeah.
And the more they push their stuff back, the more likely they are to arrive post-burst. Is all I'm saying.
Yeah.
You know? I mean, they've got movies planned out now until 2020. That's 5 years from now.
It's hard to believe that's 5 years from now.
You know? So, if 5 years from now, will comic book movies still be as popular as they are now? What was popular 5 years ago? What were we doing in 2010?
Right.
Wishing there were good comic book movies?
He's not wrong.
We might be. It's hard to say. All I'm saying is 5 years can change a lot. So
I mean, speaking of these movies that are getting pushed back, and I'm going to kind of move forward a little bit. Angelina Jolie, to direct Captain Marvel.
Right.
I mean, has she directed anything? Did I miss the movies that she's directed that were like awesome and everybody loves them and this would be a good idea? Or am I correct in saying that those don't exist and that we should be very worried?
Well, let's take a look here. I don't honestly know everything that
Jolie... Go to IMDb. Yeah. I know she recently did that, Unbroken?
Right.
Didn't see it.
Didn't see it either. I mean,
she's
maybe
done, nothing I've seen. Africa, By the Sea, Unbroken, and The Land of Blood and Honey, A Place in Time. I know a few of those have been very, very popular.
I mean, if she's got the chops for it, then by all means, let's check it out. But I don't believe she does.
You know what? I think she might, honestly. I haven't seen Unbroken. I'll be honest. I have not seen Unbroken. I haven't seen In the Land of Blood and Honey. I haven't seen those. But from the little bit I have seen, it looked really well done. Now, obviously, you can't judge an entire movie from just the previews. I think we all know this. But... I think she's been in the business long enough. I think she could do it.
Yeah, no, I don't see any reason why she couldn't, but I don't see any reason why she could either. So,
I guess we'd have to go watch some of these movies to know.
I really don't want to, but we're gonna have to.
2 of them aren't even out yet, so it'll have to be In the Land of Blood and Honey or Unbroken.
Unbroken is a World War II movie, is it not?
Yeah, it's
the Oscar hype.
Yeah. In the Land of Blood and Honey is a movie about the Bosnian War.
This is, I think the big thing to take away from this is that, regardless of whether or not she's made or directed good movies in the past. This is a big, like, jump from like these war sort of movies, these documentaries, because the documentary she did was about POW.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
But these sort of like very gritty war sort of flicks that she's directed in the past are very much different from a comic book movie. So we'll see. I'm hesitant, but
yeah. She could shock us all and be just amazing.
Yeah. Well, it'll be interesting to see how they do their first female-led superhero movie in general.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And how, like, are they going to try and make her super serious? Are they going to try and make her more fun? How are they going to try and play Carol Danvers?
Well, and Angelina Jolie has done a lot of really good, like, action flicks.
Right, so I think she understands how to make a good action flick.
Yeah, she definitely has done her share of those, definitely.
And Mr. and Mrs. Smith was excellent. Salt was excellent.
It was really good. I don't think Salt was that good.
Bro, you back off.
You'd be wrong. It was a great movie.
This is America, isn't it?
What was your beef with Salt?
I just didn't like it. She looked like she was a twig, and she's supposed to be beating up all these guys and doing all this stuff, and I'm like, I don't think that's... No.
Wait, you think a skinny girl can kick your ass?
So
I'm not saying that.
Because you're sexist, is what you're saying.
God, you're so sexist,
yes,
bro.
exactly. Misogyny, right here.
Right.
Misogyny.
Okay.
Yep.
We got it.
That's exactly it, yeah.
It's obvious.
Let's make no mistake.
Clear,
It is what it is.
It's because she's a girl, and she's weak. Everyone knows girls are weak. Got it. God, you're so sexist, bro.
I know. But my opinion stands.
Fair enough. You're allowed to not like it. You just have to have a good reason, and you don't.
No. Your opinion is you don't like the movie. That's perfectly fine. But it was a good movie.
I didn't like it.
Well, you're allowed to not like it, but it was still a good movie. That's just a fact.
It's just like your opinion, man.
It's just like...
Oh, my goodness. All right. On to the next bit. I'll let you take this one, Ryan, because I don't even know anything about this new story.
Yeah, I think you're the only guy who cares about this guy.
Well, it's not so much that I care. It's just, here comes the rule of three now. He's a celebrity. He's been
a celebrity
for many years.
You have a good point. Now we got it. Now we can. Okay. Now you've got my interest. Who are the other two celebrities who are going?
Well, let's actually report the news first before we start. The guy who did 60 Minutes has died.
Bob Simon.
It's Bob Simon, one of the reporters on 60 Minutes. Bob Simon.
One of the reporters?
Yeah.
Is he really a celebrity at that point? I didn't even know his name.
He's on national TV on 60 Minutes. 60 Minutes has been a staple show for old people for a long time.
Granted, he is an old people celebrity.
Oh, so
I know who Bob Simon is, so I will say he counts as a celebrity.
Are we looking for other old people celebrities to die then? Is that?
Yep. Okay. But you never bet on Betty White.
No, don't. She will live forever.
White. It is never Betty White.
I'm not gonna will just to be safe.
I'm gonna go on a limb here, and I'm gonna say that one of them will be a young rock star of some sort.
You think so?
Yeah.
Are we gonna get another David Carradine and
right
asphyxiation?
It's about time for the 27-year-old club to get another member.
Right. I wonder who it's gonna be. I'm not in tune with much music now. The kids.
I don't know either.
All right.
But I kind of hope it's Nicki Minaj.
Lord.
Right.
I was gonna go with Taylor Swift, but I think Nicki Minaj is a better choice.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say Swift because or Gaga, because those would kind of be tragedies. If Nicki Minaj died, it would just be kind of like, well,
about time.
I feel better.
I feel like a great weight has been lifted off the world.
Right.
Nicki Minaj.
But
so terrible.
Dude, her Anaconda song was up for a Grammy. I remember seeing that one too. That's one of those that cracked me up because the Grammys were last weekend or whatever, and so I was just perusing through the list of artists who I don't know anymore.
Right.
And I was looking at who got nominated for and won Grammys in like the big categories. You want to know who won Best Metal Song, Ryan?
No, I really don't.
You really don't.
Who?
Tenacious D. Jack Black and his buddy won Best Metal Song.
Oh.
Yes. Over your favorite band, Mastodon.
Oh, yeah, because they're so good. Yeah, Mastodon. Yeah.
Bro, we know you love the Mastodon, and it's cool.
Oh, yeah, I'm drinking that Kool-Aid right now.
The question, Ryan, is which one would you rather have win?
Tenacious D between the two, honestly. I actually kind of like Tenacious D. I don't think they're a metal band at all, but...
Well, they don't have to be a metal band. They just have to make a metal song.
Right. I mean, the song that they did with...
The best metal song of the year.
Well, they did write the best song in the world.
That's a great point, sir.
Yeah.
So I'm sure they can write the best metal song of 2014.
And their song with Dave Grohl was really good from the Pick of Destiny movie. That was actually a really good song.
Yeah.
But I think that's because Dave Grohl was in it.
Yeah, I find it fascinating that they won best metal song.
Dude, seriously, like, if Nicki Minaj's Anaconda or whatever would have won a Grammy, I would have been like, you know what? Kanye is absolutely right. Beck should not have won. And we should just start giving it to people with real talent like Beyonce, Kanye, and Nicki Minaj.
He got up again, by the way.
Yeah, I know. And it's like he tried to play it off like a joke when he was on stage, and then when he got off stage and there was the interview time, because then everyone was like, oh, let's interview Kanye, look at him, he's doing his thing. He just destroyed, like, verbally assaulted Beck and all this stuff. I thought, man, come on. But Garbage, the chick from Garbage, was it Shirley Manson?
Yeah.
She ripped him up.
Oh, did she?
Yeah. Here, I'll see if I can find that.
I didn't see that. Yeah,
dude, she put an open letter to Kanye. Yeah.
Oh, an open letter to Kanye? That's great. People should write more open letters to Kanye. Not that I believe he would read them, but...
No, dude, he's a lyrical
Wait, he was tearing up Beck?
Yeah, he was saying that, like... You go ahead, Roby. I'm not...
Well,
go ahead.
Because Beck won Album of the Year. And, I didn't even know Beck released that album last year, but apparently it was the best album of the year last year, instead of Beyonce. And so he got up and, like, did the same thing he did about Taylor Swift, too. It's like telling Beck, he doesn't have as much musical talent as Beyonce does, and I'm like, Beck can play 14 musical instruments. I'm pretty sure that gives him at least as much musical talent as Beyonce. It takes 4 people to write a song. Let's be honest. I'm not sure he's not as talented as Beyonce.
Well, is that what he was saying in the interview, or did he have something else?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
But,
to be fair, I didn't know Beyonce released an album last year either. So. I mean, nothing against.
It was just one of those things like just crossed my desk in the morning. It's like in the morning news feed somewhere, and I was like, oh, the Grammys were last night. Shit, let's see who I don't know about that won. And I was like, yeah, I don't know any of these songs. I am clearly too old for the Grammys.
Yeah, we are. We're old people. Or older people. Oldish people.
Oh, yeah. They also, Childish Gambino also got nominated for a Best Rap Grammy.
Wow.
And I was like, Childish Gambino is like a humor rapper? I suppose he's serious, but okay.
Maybe he is. That makes it just, never mind.
Yeah, it's crazy. Grammys, man. But the Metal Grammy has always been a joke. I mean, the guy who won the initial Metal Grammy was Jethro Tull, so...
Which is kind of metal if you think about it.
Oh, man.
Okay, so that's all we got for news and stuff like that. Before we get into our review of
Facebooks, by the way.
What's that?
I posted a open letter to
Facebook.
Awesome.
So check
Yeah, I'll check that out here in a little bit. So before we get on to, we watched Jupiter Ascending this week, and we're going to talk for a while about that. But before we do, we have a free topic discussion that we're going to discuss.
I've been thinking about this too, and I'm having a hard time.
We're going to start doing this every week, I think. We're going to pick a random topic and just have a short, free-range discussion about it. So our topic this week is pick one supervillain to be your personal bodyguard. Be prepared to defend your choice.
Oh, jeez.
So I'll go first. Dr. Motherfucking Doom will be my personal bodyguard.
Now, wait. When you're making this choice, are you taking into account that he's your personal bodyguard for now, but he's a supervillain?
That's not. We're assuming that he's your personal bodyguard. End of discussion. He's not going to turn on you. He's your personal bodyguard.
Not turning on you is very
not turning on you?
unvillainous.
I don't know, man. He's not much of a supervillain at that point.
Right. Yeah, it's totally not villainous to not turn.
But I think if anyone is prepared to protect me from their arch nemesis, it's Dr. Doom.
Doom.
It's probably true.
Like
he's such a megalomaniac. I have a hard time imagining him be a bodyguard for any span of time.
He doesn't know he's my bodyguard, but he is. I let him continue to believe that he's in charge, and he's willing to believe that because he needs to. But he's my personal bodyguard, Dr. Doom. I think hands down, best choice. I don't who else are you really gonna take here?
Maybe a bad guy who hasn't lost.
There are no such bad guys.
Oh, there is too.
Who's that?
Ozymandias. He didn't lose. He won.
You're gonna have to sell me that Ozymandias is truly a supervillain.
Why would I have to sell that to you? He's a supervillain.
No, you have to sell it to me.
I don't think there's anything to sell here. If you don't realize he's a supervillain, that's your own special problem that you can work out.
I think Watchmen in general is about gray areas, and he's a gray area.
Yeah, he basically killed New York. That makes him a bad
guy. Dude, how much of a Superman blown up in the past?
Yeah.
I don't know if there's any way I could possibly tell you that, but I probably less than that. Superman, especially in the comic books, goes out of his way to protect everybody all the time, and that's part of the reason why I'm not a big Superman fan.
Fair enough. All right, so Ozymandias is your choice?
No, I'm just saying.
Okay. Because I think Ozymandias is a pretty shitty choice, because it took him a long time to come up with that plan and do all of it.
He's a terrible choice.
So, Ozymandias is a bad... No, you might be right, he never lost, but I think he's a shitty choice.
Oh, man. Ryan, do you have anything?
Dr. Octopus.
Interesting choice.
Why Doc Ock?
Well, I mean, he's smart. Obviously, he's not as cool as your other guys, but I mean, he could do a lot of stuff behind the scenes that just make sure everything runs smooth. He's got those sweet arms, so he's standing next to you while he's wrecking someone in the back room. So I mean, I don't know.
He does have 8 arms to hold you.
Yeah, and when you get lonely at night, metal is just as good as flesh. So.
Right. If you put a blanket over it, almost it's the same.
Yeah, you just close your eyes and think. No. No, but seriously, I don't know. He's one of the guys that's he's a bad guy, but every now and then he kind of does something where it's he's alright.
Alright. Doc Ock's not a bad choice. He's got a lot of
that or Magneto
things going for him, too.
So, yeah.
Well, Magneto's an interesting choice, too, but if I'm going to choose something, this is difficult, because Dr. Doom is, a really good choice.
Yeah, Dr. Doom is... I feel like he thought of that before he actually created the question.
Yeah.
No, but I had thought of the question a while ago, so I had been thinking on it for a while.
Venom would be another good one.
I'm going to go with Thanos.
Ooh, that's kind of a cop-out, but that's cool.
How's that a cop-out?
Because he's so popular right now.
Oh, what's up? You just got called a front runner.
Man, I know.
You just got called a front runner.
Seriously,
He was in movies right now, guys. You don't even know Thanos, dude.
Oh my gosh.
You don't know the real Thanos, okay?
That dude, that dude doesn't know how OG I am. That's all I'm saying.
No, Thanos is really good, actually. I mean, if you want someone who could decimate everything, he does blow bullets for fun.
Right.
So
Yes, massive cosmic powers is always a good way to go.
he didn't even have to look at you and you know you're in trouble. He's just like, oh, silence, crap, I'm dead now.
Well, see, the thing is, it was going to be between him or like a DC villain, because some of the DC villains are really good, but honestly,
Zod.
I had to stay loyal to Marvel. So
See, I think like Deadpool and what's like the DC version of Deadpool, Deathstroke, or whatever that guy's name is.
yeah, Deathstroke.
Like I think like a Deadpool Deathstroke combination would be pretty nice too.
Yeah. You can always go with either, like, if you want to go with like the DC version of bad guys, there's Lex Luthor or Darkseid.
Yeah,
I
see,
think
I
so,
think
would
like
be cool.
Lex Luthor or Darkseid would also be a good call.
Yeah.
Lex Luthor, I think, would be too ambitious. I think you'd really have to worry about him not
No,
wanting to be
he's-
there anymore.
No, he's your, because Roby says.
No, that's right. He put the rules in place.
You know,
The rules in place, they're not going to turn on you.
for whatever
reason, you are their sunshine.
The ray of hope.
Yeah, that's right. They will do
Their
whatever you
light
ask.
in the dark.
See, what that means is that to Thanos, I am death.
Yes, you would be death.
For Doctor Doom, Roby is Doctor Doom.
Right.
Yeah.
Dr. Doom. He is kind of the Kanye of supervillains. Like
He really is.
he pretty much loves only himself.
Yeah, he really is the Kanye of supervillains. That's good.
Oh man.
Guy's a genius.
All
So
right.
Doc Ock's a good choice, though. I like Doc Ock too.
Yeah, I really, I mean,
There's a lot of like bad choices. Like almost any other Spider-Man villain I think would have been a bad choice.
Juggernaut.
Really? Why is that?
Who else does
Rhino.
Spider-Man really have? Like the Green Goblin.
Carnage.
He's just crazy.
Yeah, Carnage.
Is not a bad choice.
What about Venom? Venom's more predictable.
That's why you want Carnage. Like,
You don't care
anybody
how
messes with
predictable
you,
they are, 'cause it's not going to hurt you, so it's fine.
right? Like, anybody messes with you, even looks at your own, Carnage just kills them. You are guaranteed not to be fucked with by that person again.
This is
That's
true.
true.
100% success rate on keeping you from being re-fucked with by someone. Yeah, but like Mysterio, lame. Green Goblin, Hobgoblin, nah. The Vulture,
Doctor Strange.
meh. The Lizard, meh.
Yeah, Lizard's super.
Strange is a good guy.
Yeah, I know. It's just.
I mean, I think like
cool as a villain.
Spider-Man is like the Marvel version of Batman. He's got like a whole bunch of like different one-trick pony bad guys.
Yeah,
You know?
I agree. What about the Sentinels? That's actually not a bad choice either.
Sentinels would be a good choice.
Sentinel Collective, yeah.
Yeah.
It's a collective. It's a Sentinels. So
Yeah.
That could be
That would
me,
actually be a good choice, yeah.
Now, would you be animated series Sentinels, or would you be Days of Future Past Sentinels?
oh,
The
animated.
Days of Future Past Sentinels are clearly much stronger.
They're cool looking too.
Are you talking about the ones from?
The cartoon, yeah, like the ones that look like
Like
giant.
the purple dudes with unmoving
Yeah.
faces.
Oh, okay. Well, it really
The
depends.
traditional Sentinel
How
look.
how about we just go with the comic book Sentinels?
Fair enough.
They have they're also very badass, and they're not quite as like disposable as the animated ones. At least in the more recent comic books, they're all like super awesome now. So
Yeah.
Days
Okay.
of Future Past Sentinels are pretty sweet.
Yeah.
Yeah, their like adaptability was pretty awesome.
Yeah.
You really got the sense that they did take the mutant blood and the powers, and
Yeah. It's crazy. Okay, so we went and saw Jupiter Ascending,
Mm,
even though we all thought it was going to be an awful movie.
yes.
And we were not wrong.
I
No,
would not say we were entirely right though either.
right.
'Cause-
It was for me. It exceeded my expectations pretty easily, and it was a lot better than I thought it was going to be, like considerably better than I thought it was going to be.
Yeah. We thought it was going to be pretty bad, and it ended up being not horrible, in my opinion. The story and the character development were predictably weak. I thought Tatum did an okay job.
I mean,
but they didn't ask a lot of him either.
yeah.
Now, when you say weak, what do you mean exactly? Because I wasn't sure if I would call it weak as I would call it predictable. Like,
Right. Well, but predictable makes it weak in my mind. Like, there's nothing entertaining about it to make me want to watch it.
No, I see what you're saying.
Well,
Yeah.
and I kind of felt that way about all the characters. I mean, honestly, I felt like I missed is there a book I should have read for this? Like, is this something else? Because it just seemed like they had these characters, you got a little bit of story on them, and then they just ran with them. You're supposed to be like, all right, cool, he's a splice, and he's got half wolf in him. We're just supposed to know what all this is about. I mean, I don't know. I felt like I was missing a part here. Missing part of it.
See, now that's funny that you say that, because one of the main complaints online about the movie is the, like, endless exposition. They're like, Sean Bean's character exists only to explain the story to you, rather than letting them tell the story out online. Well, there's a lot of facts, though, that you can't, like, at what point in time am I going to pick up that what's his name is a splice unless someone tells me?
Right, I would have no idea. But like, oh, they're all aliens. So probably 20 years because of that.
I don't disagree that there was a lot of exposition, but I don't think it was that bad a thing. Like, it gave the world some depth, in my opinion.
Well, there's a lot of people who complain about exposition in movies in general. Like, and I'm like, well, I think some of it's just necessary, so you understand the story and what's going on. And there are lots of things that you can't just tell visually. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, you can't just explain about splicers visually alone. You know, you can try, I suppose, but I don't think it would come across.
Well, and the key to exposition is to have it being done in a way that makes sense, and it doesn't come off like a fucking commercial.
Right.
Yeah.
And I think it worked fine because her character had no idea. This is all brand new to her, so
Right.
like, some sense of explanation was due, and it just happened to explain things to us as well. So
Right.
I was okay with it. I really didn't have any problem with the exposition.
I thought we could have had a lot of exposition not done by Sean Bean, who tends to mumble and be hard to understand.
Yeah,
Because apparently in the B explanation, and maybe I'm the only one who missed it, but apparently part of the explanation is that bees naturally know who a queen bee is as part of their genetic makeup, which is true. They know what bee is a queen bee just because it's a queen bee. And that's how they can recognize royalty, because they know natural royalty when they see it for that reason. And I was like, well, at least they made a connection to something real.
They tried.
With their like bees no royalty explanation.
Yeah.
But I didn't get that out of Sean Bean's like mumbled sort of. I love Sean Bean. I do. I don't want to be in more stuff, but lots of times he's hard to understand.
Okay, two things. Maybe three things. First thing, I am nearly deaf. You know this.
Yeah.
And I heard that just fine. I don't know why you missed it. I have no problem understanding Sean Bean whatsoever in anything I've ever seen him in.
And maybe because Ryan was talking to me the whole time.
So. I was jabbing them. Yeah, I really was.
Okay, so that was probably it. The other thing is, that particular line was the stupidest thing I had heard. I just looked over at Kayleen and shook my head. I'm like, I can't believe that's stupid. That is absolutely retarded.
He's no royalty.
That's dumb.
It is very. Yeah, I could have just been happy with her magically controlling all these bees as it was some alien power she had. I would have been fine with that.
Well, I love how she's like waving her arms around and the bees are just following her arm movements. Like, okay, so they know royalty and that's not why they're not attacking her, but why are they doing what she says? Or not even what she says, just like what she's like pointing directions they're gonna fly that way. It doesn't make any sense.
Yeah.
It's magic,
whatever.
Bruh.
Like, they got bees. They got shit to do. Bees are workers. These are worker bees.
They got bees.
And jobs.
I'm just saying, if
their job is not to dance around because Mila Kunis said so.
Right. Like, I don't mind exposition when it makes sense. That exposition was totally pointless and stupid.
Right.
Just take the bees out. Who cares?
Right.
Nobody cares about the bees.
But they needed a way to like introduce her as being royal and give that exposition without like ham-handing it too much.
So, Okay, sorry to interject here, but going back to the Beast thing real fast, I mean, I understand that they said that she's royalty and that the bees would never sting her, but, like, dude, Sean Bean there was honeycombs and beehives throughout the entire house.
Right. So he just crazy?
Right. Like, I mean, and there's honey dripping down the walls. I mean, this place is a dump.
You're not wrong. Actually, that's something I was wondering about. I forgot about it because this is what this movie will do to you, by the way. You're like, wait a minute, that's kind of, flashy.
Right.
That's what this movie does to you,
Look
but
at
you're
that
right.
shit right there.
The entire time that scene's going on, I'm going, why? Maybe there's a reason. No.
Right.
No.
No, I remember having that thought. Surely they're gonna explain why it is that Sean Bean lives in a bee house.
Yeah, it's literally a beehive. The whole thing.
Right.
Yeah.
Like they're gonna explain why Sean lives in a beehive here pretty soon.
Never.
Nope.
Like, what happens when his daughter brings people back to the house to hang out? Like, oh, don't mind them. They won't sting you, but they will.
Well, she's an alien, so she probably doesn't do it that much.
And she's sick.
Yeah. She's got space herpes.
Told her not to mess around. No, kids are going to do what kids are going to do.
Yep.
You need to use space protection. You have space sex.
So you don't get space herpes. It's so easy, guys.
But okay, so that's what I felt like this movie was. It was a lot of Flash, and the Flash was really, really pretty.
Yeah,
right.
The CGI and everything was really well done. I mean,
and I like the way they
amazing.
tied the technology together, both visually and thematically. I thought, like everybody's ship had that sort of like disconnected feel with like electric fields or stasis field of some sort holding it together, where it's sort of like collapsed and uncollapsed.
Right.
It was like hyper-futuristic steampunk.
It really was.
Like hyper-futuristic Victorian steampunk. But it looked cool.
Yeah. I mean, and their big ships were like super grand.
Yeah, there's a lot of detail.
You know, it was great. And I didn't even hate most of the characters. I said I thought Channing Tatum's character was good.
What about the one that talked like this?
Okay, most of the characters we did.
Right.
Yeah.
See, I didn't have too much trouble understanding or hearing what that guy was saying either. But I don't understand. Like the whole time I kept waiting for them to explain to us why it is that he can't fucking talk right.
Right.
I told you why. Because he's too busy overacting.
Yeah.
Well, that he was doing for sure.
Yeah. That character was bad. I felt like there just could have been more with the bad guy. It was weird because this had like a dual bad guy thing going on.
Yeah.
Like a three bad guy thing? Was the sister, was she in for anything good?
Dude, it was all royalty.
What was the sister doing?
I think the sister was just there to be kind of a bitch.
Right. Well, she was just there to give us some exposition and then be gone from the story for fucking ever.
Yeah, like she wasn't.
She didn't like weigh in on Titus's side or on the other guy's raspy voice guy's side.
Right.
You know, she wasn't there to be on anybody's side. She was just there for some exposition about what it is that we're doing.
But the weird part is she was there for a lot of exposition. She had a fairly sizable role.
Yeah.
Like in the parts that she was in, she was like sort of the main person. But like for no apparent reason, I guess. I don't like why none of this could have been explained by one of the other people, actual bad guys. I don't know.
Right. Well, and there wasn't like you know, like I guess the conflict is sort of like them all keeping her prisoner, but like dude just shows up and takes her away from Titus, and Titus is sort of like, okay,
yeah,
I'm not gonna come after her or whatever.
No.
You know, it just seemed weird. I don't.
Well, it's too late at that point. He didn't have the cojones that the older brother did.
Yeah, the older brother didn't mess around. Like when he went.
Which is what I thought the point was, you know.
Well, I think they missed it then, because I'm like what Titus just done? He just gonna cash out now? Like that's it?
Right.
He made his ploy and it's over.
He didn't get his wedding. Oh well. Boo-hoo.
Yeah.
Next.
Yeah, but the bad guys were basically the whole thing is she's royal, The bad guys are basically she has rights to the Earth. She basically owns the Earth, so to speak.
Well, right, amongst a bunch of other planets as well.
Yes,
Don't tell that to America.
Right, but the older brother had ownership of Earth, but didn't want to lose it because she's kind of like reincarnated, so to speak. It's a little weird. You have to play it and watch it, but the whole thing is the brothers want control of her. One has a plan of marrying her to get to her riches. The other one has a plan of killing her to get to her riches. And so
right. Well, the older brother can just kill her because as long as she's dead, then he owns the rights as the head of the family.
Right.
The younger brother has to marry her and keep her alive in order to have her rights.
Well, marry her and then kill her.
Right. Well, right, and then marry her and get access to her rights, and then he can kill her. Yeah. But.
Yeah.
But anyway, so I mean, the story was a bit weak. There was a bit of weird exposition that was in there for no good reason. Like, I don't know why they introduced the character for that exposition. I think the exposition itself was necessary, but
Right, they could have easily had one of the two brothers do it.
Yeah.
Right.
I thought there was a lot of scenes that kind of cluttered up the flow of the movie, and that kind of caused it to meander a little bit.
Yeah. And that sort of hurt the pacing of the whole thing, I think.
Yeah.
Where, by the time we got around to the end, I just waited for it to be over. And I thought the end relatively unsatisfactory.
I would say very unsatisfactory.
Oh, yeah.
Like, she's like, okay, yeah, I'm this super cool space queen. I'm just going to chill here living with my Russian family.
Yep, just going to stay here and continue to clean toilets.
But occasionally, me and Channing Tatum are going to go flying with my super anti-grav space shoes.
Right.
Yeah, the whole ending really, I'm just not going to deal with this bullshit.
Right. I'm just going to pretend that none of that is real.
She just ran away from her problems.
Yeah.
Yeah,
weird.
it was pretty unsatisfactory. But that being said, visually speaking, this movie was gorgeous.
Yeah, it really was.
The CGI was fantastic, the action was fantastic, and it was high paced, very pretty, just very very, and that's really
saving grace.
It's saving grace, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. But that being said, I really thought this was going to be rock bottom god awful, but the actors did a good job for the most part. It wasn't, it was well acted, I thought. The lines weren't as terribly cheesy as I thought. A few of them here or there, but for the most part, it was pretty decent. It was strikingly average, I would say, which I thought it was going to be out of 10, a solid 2.
Right.
Is what I was thinking.
It was a solid 5-6 for me. I mean,
yeah.
I'd see it again. Sure.
I'd agree with you.
I don't see why not.
Yep, I agree with you. I feel I kind of do want to see it again, just not in 3D, because 3D I can't focus on the details very well.
Well, it didn't help that when we were sitting, they had a little splash screen there. Yeah. So.
See, where you guys all there was no splash screen where I was sitting. I did not see a single splash.
Well, we were kind of away from it because we were sitting on the corner. So
right.
It was kind of one down. But right where he was at, I mean, especially if he's leaning back in the chair because they lean back, there is this little. I don't know, it's not even a foot, it's a 6-inch tall piece of glass that just goes around the top. And look down. And
right.
There was one time where I leaned down and tried to read, I leaned down to pick something up, and I ended up trying to read some of the subtitles, and it was just completely foobar. It ruined the 3D effect.
Yeah, it does.
Okay.
Yeah, that was the big problem, is that the 3D glasses did not like the glass that I was looking through. The entire, 3 or 4 inches, it was blocking my view. So the 3D was all screwed up for me. And that, and like I said, 3D in general, I can't really focus on the details. So I would like to see it again in not 3D.
Well, I love how they did it in 3D, and they had all these cool, portaling effects, but not a one of them came out of the screen towards you.
It was a subtle 3D effect.
They always portaled, away from the screen. You know what I mean?
I have no problem with this.
Yeah, neither do I.
Bro, if you're going to use 3D, you have to throw things at the audience. Everyone knows that.
That
you make the shit out of it.
I will smack you right in the face.
You have to gimmick it, bro. You have to gimmick it.
You don't have to gimmick it.
Have to gimmick it.
Well, so overall, pretty good. Check it out. Make your own decision on it. Don't expect a big story. Expect awesome visuals. It's visually appealing. It's awesome.
Yeah. It was sort of like this year's Oblivion.
Yeah.
The story was sort of predictable and cliche, but striking visually and very appealing on that level.
Yeah. It's the prettiest cliches you'll ever see.
Yeah.
Or at least this year.
So far.
And Channing Tatum is half Wolfman, but
Right.
never actually acts at all wolf-like.
He growls a few times.
Does he?
Yeah.
Well, dudes growl too, so
Well,
I'm not
that's
sure
pretty
that's
much just man.
right.
We growl. It happens. I growl all the time.
The big teeth didn't show up till halfway through the movie, but he's got big teeth.
Shit, does he?
Well, he has his bottom canines were larger than normal, and I didn't notice it until like towards the end when he screams. He got his head down, he screams. So I'm like, oh look, he's got wolf teeth. Look at that.
Oh, look at that.
I forgot he was one of those thingies.
Like he had kind of like pointy-ish ears, but other than that, and like they make a big deal of like, well, he's a canine guy, whatever, separated from his pack. He's a lichenoid separated from his pack, and usually they just die off unless they become like a super obsessed hunter guy. But they never like showed us any other lichenoid dude.
No, it didn't matter.
So we didn't really have any like comparison to how they normally act. So we're like, oh, I guess he's super badass, but I don't know how regular lichenoids act. So I have no comparison. There's nothing to say, oh, got it. That's why Channing Tatum's character is sort of like standoffish and not talking to anyone all the time.
I agree with what Ryan said. The whole thing feels like there should be a book for it somewhere.
Yeah,
right.
I feel like I missed a gigantic portion of it, and I'm just like watching the summarized version.
Yeah, well, the Wachowskis are now working on a series for Netflix, a sci-fi series for Netflix.
Based on Jupiter Ascending?
No, I'm not sure what it's based on. I think it's standalone, something called like Serve 8 or something like that, or something 8. But I think that's going to be better served to do what they do, because they're not really good at getting a story in quickly. You know what I mean? Cloud Atlas suffered from a lot of the same problems. It was visually, it was great, very appealing. It was a very striking story, but at times it sort of got like lost in itself.
Yeah, I can see what you're saying. I think you're right. I think that I think the stories they tell would be much better as like a mini series or something like that.
Right. That's what I'm saying. Like they're talking about how there's like a
Matrix.
Yeah, talking about how there's like a 4-hour cut of Cloud Atlas that the Wachowskis did, and I'm like, I would watch a 4-hour cut of Cloud Atlas.
I would too.
Yeah,
I
me too.
Certainly would. Yeah.
Well. Okay, so there is a book called Jupiter Rising. It has nothing to do with the movie at all. So,
nice.
Yeah. So don't bother trying to find a book to read because the Wachowskis wrote and directed that. So that's all them.
Yep. And like I said, I'm sure that I'm sure it has more like decent storyline to it. They just couldn't get around to telling, or they had to cut out because it was too long or too much. You know.
Yeah. Yep. Though I think they probably were pretty smart delaying it all the way to February. I think that ended up being a good move for them in the end.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because no one's going to beat out 50 Shades of Grey this weekend.
Yeah.
Bro, we should go see 50 Shades of Grey.
Okay.
For the cast! For the cast! For the cast, man. It's for the cast.
Right. Take it for the team. Take one for the team.
Look, all I'm saying is this, okay? The French, governing body over cinema, whatever, decided to rate this movie essentially PG-13. Okay? They have it's not PG-13, but it's essentially the same as like 12-year-olds can go and watch this movie, that's okay.
Wow.
And there are a lot of people here in America who say this movie should be NC-17.
Well,
and not just R, but NC-17.
We should really touch on this next week.
So the vast difference between like what people find acceptable and not acceptable. Now I'm a little bit curious.
Okay.
And there's no way to satisfy that curiosity other than to go and see the Dab movie.
For the band, man. It's for the band.
It's for the band.
Do it for the band.
Do it for the band.
Let's do it. We're doing it. If we can find a seat.
We're definitely not doing it. We're going to see Kingsman this weekend.
Yeah, we're not seeing.
We're going to see Kingsman this weekend.
Going to see Kingsman. Yep.
We could do 50 Shades of Grey at a different date, further down the line at some point. I think we should. Good. I do think we should go and watch it, but I don't think it's not this weekend. We should go see Kingsman this weekend.
I agree.
Because while I think all the initial trailers made it look like James Bond for tweens, I think it's not, and I want to see it. I'm interested to see it. The Kingsman, that is.
Sword legs.
Right, I'm pretty much in. Like, when they finally got around to I'm like, why did you guys put the goddamn first 2 trailers?
Yeah.
This chick has goddamn sword legs. What are we doing? Yeah. Why is this not in every single trailer?
This should be front and center for the whole thing.
Right.
Yeah, super attractive woman with sword legs. That's a go watch.
Right. That is a put this on your calendar. That's a put this on your calendar trailer. Mm-hmm. Oh, I will be here for this.
Yeah.
This hot chick has sword legs, and she's in this movie.
Yeah.
Now I'm watching.
I'm watching it.
Because before that, I was like, nah, I don't know. This looks like James Bond for tweens.
It does.
It's like fucking Agent Cody Banks. I was like, not interested. And then they were like, oh, hot chick with sword legs and Samuel L. Jackson being crazy. All right, well, now you started to capture my interest a little bit.
Yeah. Well, we'll check it out. We'll see it. We'll see what goes on with it.
But yeah.
See if it's pretty good. I'm interested to see if he actually punches out the window.
Yeah. Kingsman this weekend, 50 Shades, sometimes later.
Sometimes, yeah.
Yeah, we'll do it later. Yeah, we'll do it later.
We will see it, and we will report on it.
It'll happen.
Honest.
You're going to get our honest opinion about it.
Honest.
I'm biased. Well, a little biased.
Right. It's going to be pretty biased.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Maybe we'll bring somebody on who likes 50 Shit, I don't know anybody who likes that.
That's because
You can't say nobody likes it.
I know. I had to stop mid-sentence because
a lot of people like it.
Everybody in America that was a housewife and repressed was like, oh, this lets me be... Anyway, I'm going to get to one of the rant.
Wow.
Hold on. Does Mrs. Ryan's mom like 50 Shades of Grey?
She does not.
Okay.
She thinks it's stupid.
She's probably not wrong.
She probably didn't read it. She just heard about it and probably thought, I'm not checking this out.
Mrs. Ryan's mom's got pretty good taste, so that doesn't surprise me.
Yeah.
But I don't know who we could bring on. Like, who do I know that likes 50 Shades of Grey? Like, honestly, Kaylee would be our best choice, and she doesn't.
She hates it.
I don't know.
I don't know.
She likes 50 Shades of Earl Grey.
Yeah, 50 Shades of Earl Grey. That shit's hysterical.
Yeah, that's definitely a must-read.
Yeah. That's
anyway.
Great.
Well, I think we're just about at it for this week, yeah?
Yeah, we're about 15 minutes over. So.
All right. Well, I guess I'll. If you guys have anything else to say, I'm pretty well done.
No, I'm good.
Good. Well, take us out, Ryan.
All right. Well, it's good to be back. Hope you guys enjoyed it. We don't really care if you didn't. Leave us a message. Subscribe.
Fucking lay it down, man.
Yeah.
Don't give a shit.
If you like it, hit the like button. If you don't like it, tell us about how you don't like it and why you don't like it. We'll tell you why you're wrong, because clearly you are. Anyway, this has been episode 18. I've already forgotten, because that's how we roll. And we'll see you next week.